Hello again, and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. Today I'm going to be taking you on a little adventure that I've been dying to make, and that is to my Thuja Occidentalis Primo. You will see it in a pot that says beautiful azaleas on the side. Obviously, that's not the pot it came in. It came in a little pot. It was shrink wrapped around the pot and, came in one of those long custom-made boxes. It arrived safely. It grew quite a bit last summer. I'm sure the roots have grown. I do not know what I'm going to find when I move away the top layer of soil, but let's do it together, okay? I'm not going to take it out of the pot today. I'm just going to try and style the tree. I won't take any of the low branches off because I don't know what I'm going to find when I excavate a little bit in the pot. There might be a nice nabari down there. There might be some trunk. There might not. So I don't want to risk having too long, skinny a trunk if there's no flare at the base. All right, here we go. All right, getting in to look at this beautiful knot azalea tree. I did reach in here and there was a lot of depth, but I think I can really make some nice branch selections here and open this trunk up a bit. I envision the top here because I see another potential leader right there, and I think that would be a good height for this tree. Right there. All right. I've got my shears that I just sharpened. There's a little bit of a nick right there that I must have hit a rock or something, but I'm sure they'll work fine. As I mentioned, I don't know what I'm going to find below the soil. When I dig down, I'm hoping I find a little bit more trunk. But right now I'm just looking at branches. If I decide on a front, I'll keep taking you back to it, but I haven't decided on a front. All right, this is a weird branch. It comes down and then up. Not right for this tree. Well, actually, I'm going to hang on to that thought. Just going to take this lower part off. This is a nice branch if it ends up being a first branch, but I don't know if it will. So here's a branch that could replace it. I want to take this branch out. I do hope you're seeing that. Because it is a duplicate. I'm going to zoom in a little closer. A bit. And I'm going to come back to this area. It's got some foliage right near the crotch. Doesn't need to be there. I don't want to encourage its growth. It's gone. Now that's a branch. The one right across from it, well, I don't really want branches right across from one another. So there's a branch heading back. And like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and lose this branch. Once again, going against what I said, but that still would be fine. I could bring these branches down into this area. All right, here's an interesting area. Once again, I haven't picked a front, but this could be a great front. It has a curve right at the base and comes out this way, and then it curves back toward that apex that I was talking about before. This could be a good front. So if this were the front, this branch would be gone. I'm going to leave that branch for now. There's a part of this branch that would come forward, but another part that goes off in that direction. There's some stuff here that should be cleaned out. There's that pesky branch again. I'm going to get rid of it. So I'm going to have to get three-dimensional at some point, maybe a little higher up, like here. So this would be a good first front branch. Now am I getting too high? Okay, just don't lose sight of what you're doing. You're trying to thin out. And I like the way this branch comes, and it's longer. It would give me more options later on. But it's headed very strongly in one direction. I'm going to want to shorten that. I haven't gotten into shortening branches yet. I'm just selecting them. There are three branches here. 1, 2, 3. I need to get some space between them. That middle one, hope it's not ending up being the best foliage. No, it's not. I'm going to cut that away. And speaking of the foliage, this was a beautiful bright green. And I don't know if it's normal, but this reddish color really doesn't look good. Is this the normal winter coloring for, any other Thuja I've ever had? I don't even know if there's any uh, uh, winter foliage per se. They stay kind of the same color, maybe get a little less vibrant in the wintertime. But this is starting to have some good tree potential. Really, really want to get this out of this pot. All right, thinning out, thinning out, thinning out. How can I do this? All right, I'm going to want to shorten this branch. I don't want to get rid of it yet. It is in line with the one right above it, but it may be useful. So, shortening it. When you shorten a Thuja, you can't just come in and zap off the ends. You got to try and hide your work. And you might be able to hide that. Okay, it's still crowded. This is where I really have to choose a front. I'm going to stop and come back when I've chosen a front. Okay, I've discussed it with Luca, and we have determined that this is the front. And I marked it here. And I'll push that marker down. It's going down in two locations pointing at the front of the tree. So when I look again, I align myself in those two markers and the tree. All right. Just to explain, and I hope it's visible. The tree bends here and goes off to the right and then bends back, and all of that is visible from this perspective. So that's where I'm going. Moving up the tree. I'm looking to simplify what I'm seeing with this as my front. I think this branch, which is right under this branch, has to go. So this is now a very strong back branch and really wants to be the first one. But I'm not going to cut these because, like I said, I don't know what's going on over here. So if I have a very strong back branch there, I'll probably want to bring it in this direction, and it's kind of growing in that direction anyway, so I can clean out the bottom of this and simplify it and isolate it from the branch below it and safely have redirected it in the direction I want it to go, which is right there to fill that gap low down. So I really want that as my lowest branch if possible. Okay. So I think this middle branch here has to go as well. Ooh. Nice, right? Look. You never know what a tree's going to give you until you get right in there. Okay, moving up. Do I need to be closer in for you guys? All right, so when I get up to here, I'll aim it up a little bit higher. All right, this is the front. I've got a double branch right here. I'm going to take the lower one off. I've got a, it's just real crowded here, so I want to figure out the best way to uncrowd it. I have this branch off to the one side that's growing kind of on the, no, actually it's not on the inside of a curve anymore because that's now become the outside of the curve. I'm going to take this one off. Get a little separation there. There's a little bit of a crowded branch there. Okay. I'm going to take a step back and look at something. So I could encourage this branch. This is the front. I can encourage this branch up, so this little branch behind it doesn't need to be there. Okay, I can do something with this tree now. All right. When do I repot this tree though? You guys have the right answer for that. I want to repot this. I probably have a nice pretty pot for this too. All right. Moving up. I think I need to move the camera up. All right. This is the front. Things are going to be wired. I'll do clip and grow, but things are definitely coming down. Every time you look, there's something else to trim. All right. Do I want these two branches? I'm already above that. I'm leaving these two. Okay. We got some clutter here. I'm about to clear out. And some inside branching, foliage that is not allowing you to see the branch. So I want to get rid of that. I haven't decided if plucking it is better than cutting it. I am trying to decide that. I think some of it you just definitely pluck. And then clean up. Oh, yeah, this is a beautiful tree. I was hoping it would be. This is kind of on the inside of a curve here. Oh, where's this tree going to end? This is so cool. All right, there's a lot of dead stuff in here that I'm just clearing out. I had done that lower down, but then I thought, ooh, you might want to see that. Okay. This is very cool. All right, go back to the front. Don't make any mistakes. What's going on right here? Okay, right here, I've got branches that want to turn, instead of being horizontal like a branch, it kind of wants to turn vertical. So I have to decide, and there's two in a row. I think I'll have a better shot at these end up being on the inside of another curve. All right, I'm gonna just get rid of one of them, holding my breath. Is that the one I want to get rid of? No, I want to get rid of this one. All right, at this point, I have to decide on the apex also, right? Everything's going to now kind of ride with where the apex of this tree should be. All right, I just want to show the whole tree from the front. So now I'm going to choose the apex based on that front. I'm staring and staring and staring, and I have been staring. And I keep thinking I have to lop off this whole thing. And whatever's left down below it is the new apex. And the only way we're going to visualize that is to just go ahead and do it. Thank you for giving me the courage. All right. These damn well better grow from cuttings. That's all I can say. I love the foliage. All right, let me take a break and look at this and let's talk. Okay. I hope this view is good. Here is your front. Right there. And I'm going to work up with that being my my focal point. You know, I could go crazy with this tree and top it right here. I've got a beautiful leader right there and get some nice taper heading in the right direction. And it is a small tree. Ooh, little spider. You see him? If that's someone I need to worry about and you know it, you better tell me. Okay. So it's crowded right here. That doesn't need to be there. I switched shears. This one's a little finer. Okay, getting some definition there. Something needs to happen right here. Oh, I don't want to mess with that spider. So that's the front. That's redundant. Well, maybe not. Let me get rid of that. This part going straight down here defines that branch a little better. This is going. Completely useless branch right here. This branch necessary right here. I say no. I'm not making a pine where everything gets shorter at the top. I'm going to take advantage of these branches. That's a weak branch. I'm finding myself needing to raise this up a little bit. Okay. All right, little spider's hanging on. You see him? Do your job, little spider. I'm letting you live. All right. So I wanted to find this branch here too. Very nice branch. I will look at it a little closer because it is a bar branch with that other one. The one that's right in front. Okay, back to your front. I keep coming back to this. Yeah, I can't come to that conclusion right now. I just can't. All right. Since I'm deciding on a leader, I need to know which leader I'm deciding on. And that's easy. It's this one. So this becomes a casualty of war or a casualty of art. Too bad I didn't see this before. This would have made a nice base to that cutting I put in. All right. You should be able to see what I'm doing here. I'm going to take this whole thing off. Nice cut. What do you think? But I think this is going to be a nice little tree. Now let me refine it a little bit in terms of pruning. Taking a upward facing branch away there, and I'll flatten these out and choose a length to grow on, and another close branch that's not quite flowing with the rest of the fronds, and a real clear leader now. Might be a little bit of a interference here. Let's see if I can't rectify that with a little selective pruning. I'm keeping the front toward you. I like it. I do have to wire. There's really no doubt about it, but it will be minimal. And for me to know where to trim these ends, I'm going to have to know where these branches settle. All right, I'll come back after I've gotten some wire on this, and we'll proceed from there. All right, I'm ready to do some branch placement. So the front is now to me. First thing I want to do is lower these two branches. And as I said, shortening is going to happen later on. Now this branch needs to come down a bit and be rotated a bit. This branch I'm not sure what to do with. I should have cut it off, but I didn't. So I'm just going to move it a little bit in this direction. It may end up getting cut off because it now crosses the trunk here. if you can see that. All right, it's gone. It's on there for now. Lowering this branch and bringing it a little bit forward. Now this back branch, which I said I wanted to bring into this area a little bit, without it seeming contrived. Got another branch there that I should have gotten rid of, but I didn't. I'm just going to move that down a bit. Now, this branch I want to bring around a little bit more into view. This branch I want to bring down, twist it around. And this branch, another branch that may not make it into the final composition. Oh, maybe. And then this branch right here. Okay, next thing I want to do is, once again, very frustratingly, I've wired this branch the wrong way for the way I want to twist it. I want to twist it this way, and I have the wire going the other way. Let me see if I can do it. I was able to do it. And the apex I'm just going to let grow on, just like that. Okay, so I haven't done any trunk wiring at all, and I really like this composition. I'm hoping the trunk gets thicker down there, I really do. But we'll see. We will see. Okay, somehow, and don't ask me how, the last video I shot was in slow motion. And that video was me pinching the ends of these branches to get them in shape. So I'm going to spin the tree around. I may see a couple more that I need to pinch off. I didn't pinch everything. I did cut some. I'm sorry about that. It was very interesting while I was doing it. Didn't realize it was going slow-mo on me. All right, so that's the tree. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I would really, really appreciate it. Okay, last thing I want to do is get some, I always want to call it cut paste, but it's wood glue acting as cut paste on these wounds so that they heal insect-free, disease-free. And I hope you enjoyed this. This was a tree that I've been waiting to do something with, and I'm so happy to have been able to share it. And if you want to follow the progress of this tree, please consider subscribing to this channel. I'll try to give you what you want to see, not tell you what you want to hear, but give you what you want to see as much as I can. Even if it's criticisms to these trees, you think I can make a change, I will consider all comments, civil comments, to be constructive. Now this is my idea of a good time. I hope you enjoyed watching this. My Thuja Occidentalis Primo is ready to grow and ready to be repotted. I'm going to have to pick a nice little pot for this. I think I have one. It might be being used, but I'll try and make it available. Here's the front. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for keeping me company in my backyard.